everyone. One good afternoon or good morning. Actually, it's about 4 minutes to the afternoon, and welcome to SPE Talks. I know it's been quite some time since you've seen us, since we've been here, and I'm a very surprising face for you to see. Yeah, usually it's a very fine but incredibly amazing and talented, also incredibly smart woman that hosts SP Talks. But today I'm just, filling in for her. And today is going to be a little different. Today we're not going to have a Q&A session. We're going to actually have a presentation, and it's going to be amazing. So today's SP Talks is going to be focused on the gas industry. We know that as SPE, or as members of SPE, we are usually focused on the petroleum industry, the oil and gas industry, but we rarely ever just focused on the gas industry itself. But it's an incredibly important industry that every petroleum engineer and every member of SPE has an important part to play in its success, and we can impact it in so many different ways. Well, today's topic is the gas industry, SPE in the gas industry. And with me today, we have someone amazing. You already know her, so she needs very little introduction, but I'm still going to introduce her. Um, her name is Oyin Damola Aladilo, and she's going to tell us exactly what impact does the gas industry have on us as petroleum engineers, and also what impact can we play, or what role can we play as not just chemical engineers, obviously, as petroleum engineers and as members of the Society of Petroleum Engineers. What impact can we play in advancing the gas industry? So let me just bring up Oyinda Mola Aladilo. Oyinda, are you with me?
Hello. Good afternoon, everyone. So,
Hi,
like
Oyinda.
Erida said, that I used to me being the
Yeah,
host.
yeah.
Yeah. So, can you hear me?
Yeah,
You can hear me,
I
right?
can I
Perfect.
can hear you loud and clear, and I'm very sure everyone else can hear you. It's really nice that you are joining us today. I know usually the roles are usually flipped over, and I'm very glad that we're about to listen to you talk. So just give me a second to set things up. Okay, so Oyinda is going to go through a couple of slides and just share our thoughts about the topic I've mentioned before, SPE in the gas industry, and I'm really looking forward to what she has to say. So Oyinda Mola,
So,
can you
yeah.
please share your slides? Oyinda Mola, can you hear me? Give me a sec.
Sorry. My network was very weak, so I wanted to quickly switch to another network. But can you hear
Okay,
me clearly now?
yes, I can hear you clearly and
All
I
right.
can see you much better. Okay, so can you just
Okay.
let you share your slides so we
Oh,
can
all right.
start?
So, um, give me a minute. So, yeah.
Okay,
So,
I can
welcome
see your
everyone
slides.
to today's session of SP Talks. So, as you can see here from the topic, you have Ife as the host, my wonderful self, and the topic is the gas industry, SP in the gas industry. So, moving on. So, yeah, self introduction. So, for those of you that are familiar with our SP Talks lives, they are used to seeing my face as the host, but today I'm the guest. So, let me do a brief introduction on myself. I'm a chemical engineering student. I'm a 500 level undergraduate student of Obafemi University from the Department of Chemical Engineering. I'm a data analyst in training, like I like to tell myself, because it's a new skill I'm picking up. Energy interest. My favorite section in the industry is energy because, like, I'm always interested in finding sustainable solutions to energy because we experience energy poverty in most African countries, Nigeria, for example. So I'm a leader, yeah. In SP, I'm director of SP Talks. I'm also in charge of D&I. Um, I hold I'm class representative. I'm also a member of a non-government organization where we do community service. I'm also an executive leader there. I have so many leadership roles though, so that's why I just put leader there. Serial volunteer. Anybody that knows me knows that I volunteer a lot. Like I enjoy participating in different activities, SPE, AICHE, some other external organizations. But I think most of you guys will be familiar with SPE and AICHE. So I think that is a brief introduction about me. If you have any question, you can drop it in the comment section, and feel free to let me know if you can't hear me or anything goes wrong. So the topic today is the gas industry, SE in the gas industry. So when this flyer went out, a lot of people were asking that why the gas industry, that is, not oil and gas industry, is oil and gas, is oil and gas. Yeah, I think everybody's familiar with oil and gas, but what we wanted to do for people is, we are in a situation where we are talking about net zero, we're talking about the energy transition, and one of the most sustainable is the usage of natural gas. So this time around, we want to bring emphasis on the gas production. Yeah, I also believe that oil and gas is one industry, but what we're trying to do is we're trying to like put the spotlight on gas, not oil, although they go together. So yeah, so let me continue my presentation. So next slide. Okay. So today, what are we going to be covering? Is the oil and gas industry a threat to the planet? What is natural gas? Natural gas production and delivery, the gas industry, what is SPE, our role in the industry, and we'll be having a Q&A section. So please feel free to drop your questions and comments in the live comment section. So starting with the first this thing. Sorry, give me a minute. I just want to adjust some things. Okay. Sorry, I'm still with you guys. So yeah, starting with the first thing. This is a very, very common question. Like most times, if I tell people I'm SP, I mention Society of Petroleum Engineers, they'll be like, petroleum, you people are destroying the planet. So this is a very common question. Is the oil and gas industry a threat to the planet? What do you guys think? Can give your opinions in the comment section. This is it's meant to be an interactive section, so feel free. So I highlighted four basic threats that people feel the oil and gas industry has to the planet. So oil spills. When we're talking about oil spills, yeah, we hear stories about oil spills. Um Different, there are different causes of oil spills, either pipe leakages, during transportation, accidents, different things. We also have global warming. Yeah, the recent heat wave that we heard about that went on in the UK as a result of global warming. A lot of people put the blame to the oil and gas industry. Quite alright. We are not deaf to that. Also, contribution to unclean air. Yeah, the people complain that, oh, most environment around production companies like this are polluted and everything. I think there was a time I saw a tweet on Twitter about some, forgive me if I'm wrong, Niger Delta Sha. They were complaining that their hair is so polluted and these companies are just coming to take their oil and they're not doing anything. And they were complaining that, oh, the oil and gas should be scrapped. A lot of people, in fact, you see protest of, I saw a protest of some schools saying their institutions should divest away from the oil and gas because the truth of the matter is a very profitable business. Also, we have pollution of consumption water. There are stories out there that say some drilling process, the usage of drilling fluid contaminates neighboring environments and contaminates their water. Well, so in my talk today, I'm going to look at these four problems and I'm going to tell you that it can be a threat to the planet, but I, as a person, believe that there is nothing that you would see that is profitable that doesn't have one side effect. It might not be a side effect to you, it might be a side effect to someone else, it might be a side effect to the environment, it might be a side effect to animals that we don't know of. But the thing is, as okay, don't let me say engineers, let me be more diverse. As innovative people, as um problem solvers, we should always think of ways to solve this. Like, don't just say, oh, because if I do this I might encounter this problem, I won't do it. No, we should always think of ways to solve these problems. Don't just ignore them and say, oh, let me look for another option. Because you look for another option, you go to another option. That another option you're going to might have its own problem. So what do you want to do? Do you want to keep on jumping posts? So oil spills, the industry is developing new technologies that are solving these problems. When we talk about oil spills, for example, me now, my if ASU was not misbehaving, my final year project was supposed to be on bioremediation of oil polluted water. This is a technology that people use. There are treatments that they undergo in these contaminated areas. Like whenever, yes, oil spills are avoidable. They're avoidable by putting in the proper structures, proper engineering tools, avoiding leaks, leak detection systems. In fact, there are a lot of innovations out there. You can go and research and do your research. The industry is not being quiet about this things. They are doing their own part. All these technologies are in place to treat them. Global warming, this, in fact, the nice conference that we went for, this was something that was talked about. How can the industry help in this area? What can we do? A lot of solutions were discussed. So it's not like the industry is being quiet to this things. Contribution to unclean air, there are a lot of technologies in place. We have catalytic converters that they are trying to enforce some industries to use, and some carbon storage, different things to combat these things. So this is why I would say that the oil and gas industry is not necessarily a threat, because some of these problems that we are highlighting, we are working on them. Research are being done to solve them, because the truth of the matter is we can't survive without this industry. Because I can believe that most of you are joining me in this life from your technological devices. These devices, like for me now, my laptop, right now, there was no light. I had to put on the gen. What did I use? What's powering the gen? Fuel. Where is fuel gotten from? The oil and gas industry. So without that industry, I don't think I would have made, you will not be able to see me here in this life, and you guys won't be able to learn, won't be able to interact. So I won't say it's a threat, because we still need it. And if people are saying, oh, oil and gas, and the funniest part is the oil and gas industry is not just only on fossil fuels. We are also, in fact, a lot of industries are changing their name. You see Total Energies, because we are also researching about sustainable energies. And the truth of the matter is, Nigeria as a country, we cannot afford a lot of these innovations. So we still have to look, okay, what do we have? What we have on ground is this oil, fossil fuels. So we need to like look at them and do research and think of ways that can benefit. And in doing this research, that's how we come up with the idea that, oh, natural gas is very beneficial, and that is why we are here today and discussing, we are highlighting and we're putting the spotlight on gas production. So that is part of what we are doing in the industry. So natural gas. What is natural gas? Natural gas is, so sorry, sorry, my I should have put water beside me. So sorry. So yeah, so as I was saying, natural gas is an innovative idea that we're looking at. So we are putting the spotlight on natural gas today. So as you can see from my slides, what is natural gas? It's a hydrocarbon. Natural gas is a hydrocarbon mixture consisting primarily of saturated light paraffin, such as butane, ethane, both of which are gaseous under atmospheric conditions. And the mixture may also contain other hydrocarbons such as propane, butane, pentane, hexane. In case I'm going too technical and some people are like, oh, what she say, because SP is open to everybody. It's a mixture, like it consists of hydrocarbons. So carbon, like that's, I'm now realizing I should have put some compounds on my slide. But anyway, it's a mixture, it consists of several compounds. And the fact that it consists of several compounds means that we can get several products from it. It can be broken down and we can refine it and get several products. So it is very useful. It's also a byproduct. What do I mean by a byproduct? So remember when I started talking, I said the oil and gas industry, I believe they are one. So why, so when we talk about natural gas, sometimes natural gas is gotten as a byproduct during the production of oil, because most people, like most times in the industry, has always their own focus was always to get oil. What is this gas doing? I don't want to. And what did we used to do in the past? We used to what do we used to do in the past? We used to flirt. And the truth of the matter is, this gas flaring was very, very harmful in society. That's why there are policies now that require for industries not to be flaring out their gas. In fact, the difference is not only the oil and gas industry that flare gas, a lot of other industries flare gas, and this is something we are trying to prevent. So that's why we are putting the spotlight on natural gas. We are bringing out this natural gas. What can we use it for? It's no longer a waste. We are no longer considering it as a waste. We believe it's something that is very useful. So that's why we are no longer considering it as a byproduct. We're not considering it as a main product, and we don't want to flare it. I think there are some companies that will tell you that their percentage, they are flare, they have no flare. I think so. There's some that they are still working on it. A very they flare maybe about 30%, 40. Although research is still being done on how to improve this and how better we can make use of natural gas. Also, it has multiple uses. It can be used for cooking, electricity generation, transportation fuel. In fact, a lot of industries, let me say, okay, one use I can say for the industry is a lot of industries use steam to power to do a lot of things, and these boilers generate steam, and their boilers in the past, most boilers majorly make use of diesel to power, but now there are boilers that make use of gas. There are some that make use of both, but technology, as technology advances, we have a lot of equipment that are being designed. In fact, there are gas generators, like industries are using gas powered generators, no longer using diesel. And the impact of this is that we are contributing to net zero, because natural gas has a lower emission than some of all these fossil fuel products. So by using this, we are helping the society. Very soon, I hope that most generators that we're using in our house is gas powered. I'm not so sure about how advanced that technology is, at least for here in Nigeria, but that's why we continually learn. That's why today we are talking about gas. Maybe someone out there can have one research that they want to go deep into. So not to waste too much of our time. Oh, okay. It also comes with some environmental hazards. Yeah, I won't say like I said initially, like no, for me, I believe nothing is 100% pure. Everything has its own like negative impact. So some of the hazards can be, as a result, like I mentioned, flaring. Flaring of this gas has a lot of impact to the environment. Leakages, gas leakages also has an impact to the environment. So some of the, and these things can also be prevented. Flaring can be prevented by putting proper production plans in place for us to process this gas rather than flaring it out, rather than treating it as a waste product. Leakages can be prevented by tightening, using proper seals, ensuring the pipes are well structured, putting detection devices in place to prevent this, to warn people. These are some of the solutions. So for me, every problem I'm going to mention today, I'm going to give you guys solutions, because I believe we are there. We should be able to provide solutions to environment. So yeah. So if you guys can look at this beautiful flow diagram or process diagram, you would see a very short or of a very quick summary of what this thing gas production entails. So I don't know. Okay, there's no way I can point, but anyway, sure. From, if you guys can see from the initial distance, you can see the oil and gas wells, and you can see the gas well. So when I was talking, I said oil and gas is one. Gas and natural gas is also a byproduct of during oil drilling, oil production. So that's why you can see it's connected. Don't mind me, I wish this was like a live session and the board was beside me and I can just be pointing. So you can see they are connected. That's cylindrical. It's separate. So it's separated. The oil is separated. Water is separated. So if you can see that tiny arrow vented and fled, this is something we are trying to prevent, because it is not really easy for everything to be processed. That's why some industries flare it out. But I believe like more innovations are coming up, and this is going to be avoidable in the future, because honestly, it's not really safe for the environment. So it is processed. Sorry, so it is processed and everything. So let me just give a brief summary, like looking at that diagram. You can also let me just give a brief summary. So the natural gas is gotten from natural gas or crude oil wells, and it is called wet natural gas along with methane, and it usually contains some other components like ethane, propane, butane, pentenes, and water vapor. So these things are now, so if you look okay, if you look at the one that looks like a gas, the gas processing plant section, so you see products are removed, non-hydrocarbon gases are removed, returned to the field, vented and fled. So it is separated. What we need, we extract. The other parts, you can separate them and be used for something else. Everything has its own use. So then go to the compression station, mainline natural gas. So basically this is the summary of the production. Let me just leave it here in the diagram for a few minutes for those that want to process. You can reach out to me if you want these slides. No problem about that. So moving on, we have the gas industry. So moving on to the main topic of today, or this half of the topic of today, the gas industry. So the I think a lot of people will be familiar with this, with the segment I'm going to divide it to. Like I said, yes, the oil and gas industry is one. Basically, I'm talking about the oil and gas industry, but I'm putting emphasis on gas production because that's what we want to promote. So it can be divided into three segments, and these three segments is the upstream, we have the midstream, and the downstream. I'll go more into that in the next slide. So some of the major key players in the market, some major companies in the gas industry. We have NNPC, Shell, Total, Seplat, ExxonMobil. There are a lot of them out there. So many of them. Chevron. There are so many, honestly, in the industry, and they are all working. They have their research centers. They have their production, different products. In fact, you buy their products out every day. So the segments of the gas industry. So like I said, they are divided into upstream, midstream, and downstream. So talking about upstream, what does upstream involve? Upstream involves exploration. This involves research. So how it basically works is that there are people that will go to this site and say, okay, there's oil, there's an oil well here, there's a gas well there. They'll go there, explore, do the tests, do whatever they need to do, conduct their various tests. Funny thing is, this three segments, we've had some SPE talks sessions that went deeper into the segment. So you can check our YouTube channel and like look for this. The speakers went more deeper than I'm going to go today because of time. So upstream basically they go about the drilling, bringing it out from underground and testing everything. So let me say they basically get us. It's like you want to cook your food now. You go to the market and buy the ingredients. So that's what, let me say, the upstream. That's what they do. They go, they get the products that we need from underground because it's deep underground. Then moving on, the midstream sectors, what do these guys do? They deal with transportation, storage, and storage of the recovered products. So, like I said, you go to the market, you get your ingredients. You still need to bring those ingredients because there are some things like if you grind, sorry that I'm using market, maybe because I went to market recently. If you grind your pepper, you have to carry it carefully. So these guys have to do careful transportation of these products. Like I mentioned, oil spills, they are responsible for transporting whatever they want to do carefully to avoid damage to the environment. So that's what the midstream sector majorly deals with. They connect pipelines for transportation, trucks, different things. As I've also said, we've done a session on this, so you can check our YouTube page for a deeper understanding of this. Downstream, so downstream, what do these guys do? They majorly are responsible for filtering the raw materials obtained from the upstream phase, like I said, that we get from underground. And this means refining the crude oil and purifying the natural gas. So I'm putting emphasis on natural gas production. So these guys are responsible for purifying the natural gas, removing the unwanted components, which some of those unwanted components can further be renewed into something else. And there, so from this now we can now get various products that we use, natural gas, LPG, different things. So that's what they are responsible. That's what the downstream is for. They are responsible for refining and processing and giving us the final products. It's like the downstream, they are the chef. They're the ones that are cooking, mixing the ingredients together, separating, cleaning to give us a very fine meal, which is our natural gas to use for several things. They're the ones, they're the major providers. So next, so what is SP? And so the next on my slide is SP. What is SP? SP stands for the Society of Petroleum Engineers. And I like to say that SP is a family. SP is an organization. SP is I'm SP. I don't know if that sentence is correct, but I don't know like every single one of us, we're part of SP. So SP is an organization, is a non-profit organization. It comprises of it basically it's a lot of people will say, okay, Society of Petroleum Engineers, does that mean it's only petroleum engineers that are in SP? No, not only petroleum engineers are in SP. We have different people. Can Me, I'm not a petroleum engineer, like I said, I'm a chemical engineer, but I'm still a member of SP. We have, in fact, we have lawyers in SP. We have economists. We have so many people in SP because the thing is the industry is large and it has different sectors, different components, different people to do different things. So that's why SP is broad and it consists of different people. So what do? We come together, we have discussions like this SP talks that we are doing now. We have discussions about the industry. Okay, how can we come up with innovative ideas? What do we need to do? What policies do we need to put in place? What the government need to do in the industry? We come together, so it's like a body. We come together, we discuss these things. There are so many resources, like I said, like it's in my, like you have seen my slide too, it exposes you to various resources available in the oil and gas industry. But like if you go to the website now, you'll see so many. We have Petro Wiki, HSC journals, different things. In fact, a lot of articles people have written, a lot of, you have access to webinars, you have access to seminars, so many conferences that you can join and you benefit from and you learn about. If you want to know anything about the industry, in fact, SP is there for you. And these are some of the benefits of being a member. We've also had a session like this talking about SPE and its benefits. You can find it in our YouTube channel under SPE Talk section. You will see something about SPE and SPE benefits there also. Also, you get to connect with individuals from the industry and like-minded people. So, what do I mean by individuals from the industry? As you can see, I'm a student. I'm not yet in the industry. Hopefully, one day I'll be in the industry. We have professional members, we have young professional members. You can meet with these people. In fact, there are some people that like I've met on LinkedIn and I was like, oh, hello, good morning, good afternoon, my name is Aladola Indamala. I say, oh, I'm a member of SP, and they'll be like, oh, how are you? That's a great intro. So SP has allowed me to connect with these guys, and whatever discussion I have, in fact, some of these things I'm sharing with you guys, I benefited from some of them from SP because nobody knows everything. So you need to connect, talk to people. I've met with people, we've discussed renewable energy. In fact, the last night's conference, because in the past, let me say, I used to be very big on the use of biofuels, and I still support it. But I think so. The last night's conference that we attended, I met with someone from Seplat, and he is a professional industry, but I'm still a student. And I was talking to him, and we were discussing about okay, like that a lot of innovations that I see a lot of innovations that company are presenting. They're talking about solar energy, talking about wind energy, they're talking about the usage of gas. But why is that people are not emphasizing on the use of biofuels? And he just told me that one thing as an engineer is that you have to be sustainable. It's not like biofuels is not a possible future solution. Yeah, it is. But right now, the cost of running that, and if you even run that, how much are you going to be selling the product to people? And how much can people afford? Ordinary gas that, or how much is fuel now? Sef, I forgot it. Sorry, I'm not in touch with society. People are complaining about the price. Do you know what would happen if we start producing biofuels? It is well. Yeah, it's a good idea actually, turning waste, yes, but I feel there are still a lot of things that need to be put in place. And because of my discussion with this man, it opened my mind. That is what SP is there for. Like, you meet so many people, you attend this call, and it's not just a matter of you saying you register and I am a member. It's not just you saying I am a member. It's a matter of you being active, you participating, attending seminars like this, dropping your questions, discussing. When we have conferences, you go different training. In fact, I recently just attended one technical paper writing because of SPA. Now I'm working on my, don't worry, very soon you guys will see papers from me very soon. So that's what SP is all about. It's about connecting, and in fact there are so many functions of SP and different benefits. Once again, I will recommend for you guys. In fact, there are a lot of videos for you guys on our YouTube channel for you to go through for previous sessions that we've had. So not to waste time, moving on to the next slide. Okay, our role in the industry. I highlighted 5 things, and I'm going to be going in depth into these things. I said the first one is innovations. What do we mean by innovations? So innovation is basically like, I won't say coming up with new ideas, but coming up with creative and, yeah, creative, and I won't say totally new, creative, and it can be new, and it can be redeveloped ideas. It can be an existing idea that you'd work on or improve. So we as members, when we have all these sessions, we have conferences, we have meetings, it's not just like, oh, just for you to go and greet or show up and show that I'm working on like that, I'm working on like that. We gather together, we discuss, we think about innovations, we think about okay, ah, the you in fact, you will see CEOs of two companies talking to each other. There were, I think I happened to pass by two people who were discussing something like, hey, okay, oh. Your company, how many percentage of gas are you guys flying? Ah, me, we are flying 40%, or we are trying our best. And this one say, oh, see this one, we are flying 20%, and you're like, really? How? What did you guys do? You share ideas, innovations. Like, okay, this is what this person brought from our own company. Oh, this is how we are doing. Because the truth is that you can know some of these things are trade secrets, yeah. But when you're a member of this kind of organization, you can get, like, you get more access to this. So our role in the industry, we come together, we talk, they train students, we discover innovative ideas, ways to better the industry, ways to better the environment, ways for the industry to stop being a threat to the planet, like a lot of people would say. That's still taking it to the next point. Discussions, we have discussions. This session that we are doing now is a discussion. Like I said, I can see some comments in the comment section. I'm going to address that. We will be having a discussion soon. I'll get to know you guys ideas. So we have discussions. We say, okay, what is the problem in Nigeria? We don't have 24 hours lights. Okay, what can we do for these people? Provide another source of power. Okay, what other source of power? People don't like gen noise. Now there's converter, there's solar power. Who are these guys? They are part of this industry. They are members of SPE. They are the ones coming up with this. They discuss this. Do you think someone just wakes up one morning and say, I want to build this thing and start building it? No, trust me. It requires a lot of research, and even if you think of an idea, you still need someone else to help you out. So you need to discuss and say, I can say, oh, Ife, don't you think that if you have a power bank to charge your phone when there is no light, would it not be good? Yes. But okay, oh, this is my idea for the power bank, but I'm not too sure. How can I go about it? You discuss with people, you meet people, you bring your ideas. That's one benefit about SP. I've met several people that have mentioned my ideas about too, and they've assisted me one way or the other, advised me on how to go about it, said, oh, this cannot work out, this can work out. That's it. And my third point is, we are the industry. Like I said, I am SP. SP is the industry. We are the ones that run the industry. Yeah, basically. So we are, what I mean by we are the industry is that we are part of the consumers that know what we need in the society. We think of solutions, and when we think of the solutions, we process them. Our members are not, we have professional members and we have student members, and these professionals go out there. You have people that are involved in policy making, you have people that are in the government, some II organs. We have so many people. So that's what I mean by we are the industry. We um we are the we come up with these solutions, and we process some of these products that are needed. So we are the industry. So that's our role. It's our role. It's up to us to say, oh, we are running this drilling station that you are running. You have to know the proper safety measures, the ways to run this thing and not impact the environment. And some of these things you learn them through SP conferences, different things. So we are part of the industry. So it's up to us to enlighten ourselves and know more about this thing. So moving on to the next point, that's enlightenment. What do I mean by enlightenment? Enlightenment doesn't necessarily mean enlightening only our members or enlightening only the professionals in the industry, because the truth of the matter is some of the problems that we have is that even ordinary people are not aware of what they do. You see some people that, oh, they want to use their gas, they first of all leak small into the air. So it's up to us to enlighten people about, okay, you say oil and gas is the problem, let me now tell you that you yourself are a problem. Like, for example, now, okay, let me give one example. I'm enlightening you guys about the usage of gas and why gas is more important, or why gas is very important. For example, now we still have some people that use charcoal to cook. We still have some people that are using firewood to cook. It's up to us to enlighten these guys and tell them that, see, oh, trees are there to help the environment. The carbon people are complaining about that is oil and gas that is contributing to it. You guys are the same ones that will cut down these trees, and you say you want this for firewood. You want to do party jollof rice. This firewood they are getting, you are getting that from the tree. You cut down these trees, you are increasing carbon footprint. You, the firewood sef contributes more carbon than using gas. So we can enlighten people that, mama, this firewood that you are using is not profitable. In fact, you will use firewood, you will not sit down, you now start fanning it. The funniest thing is that some of these people will sit down and buy kerosene and pour on the firewood to use it to cook. So why not just like make use of gas? It's faster, and so that's part of enlightenment. We enlighten people about the environment. Oh, safety. Ah, you see someone doing this thing, I think safety training is something that we undergo a lot. You say, ah, brother, don't do this in this way. Oh, don't, it's not going to work out like this. Let me tell you, SPE, they've told us that we should do it like this, do it like this. You're enlightening people. You don't just keep the knowledge with yourself. My last point is catch them young. What do I mean by catch them young? So SP currently has a lot of programs that they go out, like Energy for Me now. They go out into secondary schools, primary schools. You teach them about the industry, because the truth of the matter is the best way to get innovative ideas. If I tell you, it's from small children, because their brain is so active and they are sharp and they are willing to learn. So you go and tell them, you bring them into the industry from that small age. You tell them the importance of the industry, you show them this is how things are done. Oh, and they'll be like, ah, what do I need to do? You tell them, you guide them, so catch them young. So it's up to us to get the younger generation to be more involved in the industry. So yeah, so because I think I had like 40 minutes and I've used like 36 minutes. So thank you all for your attention. If you have any question that you want to ask me, or anything you want me to go further, or anything that's bothering you about the gas industry, you can drop it in the comment section. And you can reach out to me on LinkedIn. Just search for my name. My name is so unique. You can search for my name, and my email address is there if you have official mails. So thank you very much for listening to me in this my short presentation. So yeah, questions.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Rain Damola. I actually had an amazing time listening to you. That was very, very informative. Um, it's very nice just hearing about um, the sub industries in oil and gas, because usually whenever people talk about oil and gas, they usually just focus on petroleum, or on how you can use petroleum, or it's also usually just petroleum, and people neglect the fact that the gas is not just a waste product. It's also an immensely beneficial product from oil and gas. So we're just going to jump into the comments. You started a couple of conversations. And please, guys, if you have questions, you can drop it in the comments. I'm going to be taking questions. But I'm just going to take a couple of questions from a few comments that people have dropped here. Prince T Light, he mentioned that he feels like gas, or the gas industry, is a threat to the planet. Now, I know you've already covered this topic or this discussion when you were presenting, but I just want you to just reiterate again. Do you feel like
Okay,
the oil
so
and gas industry, or the gas industry in particular, is a threat to the planet?
yeah, I won't disagree with that statement honestly, because me disagreeing to that statement would be a lie. Yeah, there are some things the gas industry has done that has impacted the environment negatively. So, like I said, there is nothing you would have without I feel that there is nothing that doesn't have a negative impact. Do you know, like, even breathing, like living, breathing in oxygen has its negative impact sometimes. But some of these negative impacts, it's not everybody that experiences it, yeah. But who do we have? We have doctors, we have scientists that come up with inventions to help us combat this. So if you feel the oil and gas industry is a threat to the society or a threat to the planet, I'm here to tell you that most of all these threats that exist, we are providing solutions to them. Because you cannot we cannot do without this, and we need, see guy, we need energy. Sorry, forgive me. We need energy, like we need these resources. Without them, like, things are just easier with them. Or do you want to go back to even the dark age self, they're making use of some of all these things. Maybe when they want to cook, they will light wood, they'll use it to cook. So you cannot survive without, we need it. Now, as much as it's a threat to the planet, we still need it. So that's why it's up to us, the industry, to come up with solutions to combat these problems, and which is, I mentioned some of them that they are doing. This topic now, this session that we're having is one of it. We are looking at, oh, we can make use of gas, we can stop deforestation, we can discourage people from making use of firewood and move on to a cleaner source of energy, which is gas. In fact, gas emits less carbon than some fossil fuels like charcoal, diesel, petrol, it emits less. So these threats that you guys keep on mentioning, we are looking for solutions to them. We are not just like ignoring them. No, trust me, nobody is ignoring these threats. Every day you have researchers working and looking for solutions to this problem. So yes, it's a threat, but then these threats are being solved. These problems are being resolved. We are looking for a way to carry on with them.
Yeah, thank you for that. Yeah, so guys, it's important to know that petroleum engineers, or rather the oil and gas industry, is not just here for profit. We're not just trying to make money or extract as much as we can out of the planet. It is a proper industry that is in charge of not just extraction but also innovations. We have seen so many innovations over the last 100 years, actually, even as recently as the last decade, from even more efficient engines to um, innovations in how we extract these resources. So, regardless of what you might feel, just know that the future is still going to be oil and gas. At least the foreseeable future is going to be oil and gas, and things are getting better. So I'm going to take another comment from Olaito Oludele. Now he's talking about effects. Now I feel like right now he's saying that yes, we agree that things are good. Like the oil and gas industry is good. The gas industry is important. But he said he feels like the side effects outweigh the good it does. Now, what do you think about this, Indamola? Do you feel the side effects are more than the benefits that the gas industry provides to us?
It may seem like the side effects are more, or the side effects outweigh the good it does, or it's, well, I would say it doesn't. Because the reason why I would say it doesn't, okay, I'm supposed to back up this my statement with the data, but
No, no, it's fine if you know the
submitted.
back
So,
of the
but
data.
I
I'd
feel
like to hear
it
your
doesn't. But the thing
opinion.
is, one thing I believe is that people tend to forget the good that they enjoy when they encounter a problem. Do you know that this oil and gas industry is responsible for a lot of things? Like some people now, if they take flight, they'll be like, "Oh my god, I can't live without my phone." But even that your phone that you're using, if you like charge it, the power bank that you're using, the production and everything, I can bet with you that oil and gas industry had a role to play. In fact, the plastics, you know, there are some petroleum products, some products that are gotten, like that are refined, that are added to these materials, the plastics that you get everywhere, what you're using to eat, all these things is a product of the oil and gas industry. So how can you now say how can these things be beneficial to you? I still want to say that the side effects outweigh the goods. And these side effects that we are talking about are things that people are working on. They're finding solutions, they're finding a way to combat this problem. So I feel that then makes that statement wrong, because we are solving the problems, we are treating the side effects, and we are still giving you more solutions to your problems. So how is it outweighing the good that it does? I think I feel that a lot of people that just keep on shouting, shut down the oil and gas industry, shut down the oil and gas industry. They seem to forget that without the oil and gas industry, they won't enjoy a lot of things. I think people are just seeing it as, oh, the oil and gas industry, which is just petrol. It's not just petrol, it's like it covers a lot of things. The road construction, you know, when people are shouting that their road is bad, some of the materials used in building the road are byproducts or products gotten from the oil and gas industry. So, do you guys want to go back to riding on mods and everything? So, I don't feel the side effects are way the good it does, because there are a lot of uses and a lot of products that we get from the oil and gas industry. In fact, we are grateful for the innovation. So, I don't feel it outweighs the good that it does.
Okay, thank you so much for that, Oyindamola. You know, whenever we're having conversations about energy like this, it's always interesting the different facets we see. We see people talking about, how it seems like the oil and gas industry is this villain that wants to eat up everything and destroy our planet, even though we're going to be having light here and there. And you see more people pushing forward renewables and saying that probably we should look towards renewables. Like, towards, I think you mentioned if a couple of renewables like biogas, oh,
Biofuels,
that's not
yeah.
listed. Biofuels, like, looking to more sustainable um, methods. So let me just take this question from another question, actually, a statement actually from Olaito Oludile. Now she was talking about renewable sources. Now I'm not sure, is it she or you? My bad. They were talking about renewable sources. And now they mentioned that renewable sources could easily replace the oil and gas industry. Do you think this is possible? No, I'm not just talking about right now. Like you already mentioned that today, it might not necessarily be feasible because mostly because of um, cost and stuff like that. But in the let's say in the next 50 to 100 years, do you think it's possible?
50 to 100 years is a very, very long time, and anything's possible. But, well, I won't say that renewable sources would replace the. Actually, when you're talking about renewable sources, are you trying to tell me that the oil and gas doesn't produce renewable energy? They do. Or maybe I think people tend to restrict the definition of renewable and renewable sources to just solar, wind, power, solar, wind, sorry, solar, wind, hydrothermal energy, nuclear energy. That's it. I don't know how much invest or bioenergy. I think people tend to limit renewable energies to that only. Like I mentioned now, natural gas is kind of under the category of renewable sources, if I can put it there. And I feel oil and gas industry is not only for we don't only get derive products for like only products for like energy for energy. So like I mentioned, some of these products go into other things. So are we saying so I won't say renewable sources will replace the industry. I just see it as in future the industry adapting more renewable sources. That's what I see it as. I see it as a situation whereby we look for cleaner ways to give energy in future. So I don't see it as it replacing the industry. I just see it as like I feel like yeah, in 100 of by God's grace, in 100 years we are better. We are helping the environment more. That's what I see it as. I don't see it as we are going to be replaced. I see it as we are going to improve on these technologies and we are going to create safer ways of giving out energy and other products that we produce. So I won't say renewable sources will replace the oil and gas industry. I just feel like we adapting or bringing them in, looking for more solutions. So yeah,
Okay, that was amazing. So just to recap what you said, you don't think that the gas industry or the oil and gas industry is going to be eaten up by the renewable industry, but you see them as like you know coming together to. There will basically be a point where things will just work out, and both industries will work together for the
yeah,
common
like
good. Yeah, yeah, and it's really amazing because from your talk now, I'm seeing that the gas industry might probably be where the future is at least in terms of leaning towards sustainability.
that's the
Because,
plan.
yeah, like you said, a lot of gas is usually like lost during petroleum refining, and we could use this gas and just inject it back into our energy economy and use it. That's very interesting. So let's keep going. There are a lot of discussions going on in the comment section that I'm really, really interested in. Now, I just want to thank David Akomolafe. He said he disagrees with Olaiton Oludele and opinion about the fact that renewables can easily replace oil and gas. Now, you mentioned about the fact that oil renewable sources be higher capital expenditure, which you also mentioned during your talk. And thank you so much for that, David Akomolafe. So besides just monetary costs, there are also some other practical aspects. The reason renewable energy or renewable sources of energy are not sustainable at this time. Now let's move to Olaleke Oluwaseyi. Now he has mentioned a couple of points, or they have mentioned a couple of points. My bad. Now they mentioned that we have many other sources better than oil, but Dangote cannot support the scrapping of oil. I would say that this is a little outside of our discussion today, but it's interesting, when we consider the fact that the players in the industry always have a say in what goes on in our industry, and like Oyindamola mentioned during our talk, she also mentioned that it doesn't just have to be the CEOs and the leaders and everything. Even you as a petroleum engineer, as a professional working in the petroleum industry, you can have a say in what is going on in the petroleum industry. You don't just have to be a spectator. You can contribute, you can share ideas. This is why industries, or sorry, organizations like SPE are important, because you don't just want to leave your future in the hands of people or a couple of people. You want to play a part in that future, and you can build it even today, even before you get your degree or before you go out there and everything. You can join your local chapter of SPE and start having discussions and start, thinking forward. And that's like very important. And so just moving forward, um, they also mentioned something about the target of Nigeria for clean energy is 2050, and we're working towards that, which is pretty interesting. I have a couple of sentiments about that, but um,
You can share your sentiments with us. Let's know.
yeah, honestly, my sentiment is that I don't think 2050 is feasible for Nigeria. But I also think that there's a lot going on in industry now that might prove me wrong. Because regardless of whatever is going on with Nigeria, being a member of SPE and seeing so many things happening in the petroleum industry has made me realize that things are not as bleak as they might seem sometimes. Um, these industries, especially in Nigeria, they're not just allowing things, just they're not just doing things anyhow. These people are working, or rather, we, because right now, as members of SPE, we're also involved in this industry. We're working towards, a net zero future. We're working towards clean, sustainable sources of energy. We're working towards, even in the oil and gas industry, towards sustainability, which is interesting. But perhaps we'll have another talk one of these days. We'll talk about the clean energy target for
Yeah.
Nigeria.
Don't worry, we'll
But
put that into consideration.
we
Well, it
will,
can
we
be
will.
one of the SP live session in future. We'll put that
It,
into
it, will, it
consideration.
will be a very interesting session. Yeah. So just jumping into the last comment here before we round up. Um, Now, Olaleke Oluwaseyi also mentioned that nuclear source of energy would have been the best, but the risk. And yes, it's true. Me now personally, I think I might consider myself a sellout for saying this, but I am in love with nuclear energy, and I believe that nuclear energy might be the future. Even though I'm passionate about the oil and gas industry, regardless. But I also want to just mention something you said before. These things need to happen in stages. We can't just jump into something without having certain things on ground already. And this is where the gas industry would play an important, a very crucial role. Because I like to consider the gas industry, especially after listening to Wayne Damola's presentation, I like to consider the gas industry as a sort of segue or a sort of transition for the oil and gas industry in general into sustainability. Because right now we're starting to tighten that loop. We don't want to have runoff. We don't want to have like waste and everything. If you saw the charts that um, Oyindamola presented before, now we don't want that. We want this thing to just flow back into our energy loop. We don't want
Okay, I think
waste and
let
everything.
me go back and just show it so people have an
Okay.
idea of what I'm saying. You're talking about the gas production, right? A
Yes,
lot
yes,
of
yes, yes. Venting and flaring, especially
yeah,
where you
so we
mentioned venting
want
and
to
flaring.
reduce that.
Exactly. And like I said, your talk was interesting. It got me thinking stuff. And I'm really glad we had it. And yeah, I was going to ask you a couple of questions myself, but I think most of the questions we had today, or most of the discussions we had today, have really tied things in very nicely. And yeah, I think that was amazing. That was very amazing, Oyindamola. I am honestly, I don't want to join this session, but I'm really glad I was here because I feel much better for it. Now, I just have to mention again, the Society of Petroleum Engineers is a very beautiful. It's not as boring as most people might make it seem. Even though we're always wearing suits in most of our conferences,
I don't know, but
but
I
it
know where to. So.
is Ako. You know who we're talking about is Ako and his formal pants. But it's a very interesting organization that you can join that offers a lot of benefits from um, access to webinars, to discussions, to amazing conferences. We just have so many things going on that will benefit you. And you don't have to be the smartest person in your class to be a member of SP. In fact, I would recommend you join SPE if you don't feel like you're the smartest person in your class. Because one thing at the core of SPE is that it promotes progress. It doesn't just promote you being smart or you coming and taking over the industry. Now, if you're really passionate about, growing yourself as a young professional, if you're passionate about learning as much as you can about the energy industry, about the oil and gas industry, about the petroleum industry, you can join. And SPE is not just open to chemical engineers or petroleum engineers. Like Oyindamola mentioned, we have a lot of professionals that are members of SPE, from lawyers to marketers. You guys were mentioning the upstream, the midstream, and the downstream sector. You see that there's a lot that goes on in the production process, and we need as many hands as we can. So join your local chapter of SPE today. If you are in Obafemi Awolowo University, your local chapter is SPE OAU. And the wonderful thing is that right now, the person you can reach out to is our contact info is right on your screen. If you have any questions about joining SPE, even if you are not a member of SPE or OAU, you can reach out to Indamola and she'll point you in the right direction. And trust me, you'll be much better for it. So, guys, this is where we round things up. It has been a very, very interesting session, and I'm hoping we bring back SPE talks in full force. We should have these discussions every week
Yeah.
and as often as we can. Oyindamola, I really hope next week
You do it.
I hear again.
So every day, let me take a job from you for a while. So
Thank you.
yeah, you guys. So back to my usual position as the SP Talks director. So we are still going to have another session next week Saturday. It's supposed to be on Saturday, but due to the whole Happy Independence Day, we moved it to Monday. But we should have another session next week Saturday. But before that, I would want to share. Okay, I want to share. I'm coming. I just want to get my screen. I don't want to share what I'm not meant to share. The upcoming events that we're going to have. Sorry, give me some minutes. Download. So yeah, so if you want to know more about SPE, the best way you follow our social media. We have Society of Petroleum Engineers SPOAU on Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn. Which other one am I forgetting? I think that was all. So yeah, so just to show as today now we talked about the gas industry, SP in the gas industry. I told you that I was warming you guys up for what we are for more things that we are doing. So we're going to be having a technical event soon. So let me just share my screen for you guys to see it. Everybody, you can let me know if like it's not showing something. Okay. So I think you guys can all see.
Yes, I can see your screen.
So yeah, we're going to be having a technical lecture um titled Natural Gas Engineering on October 8th, 2 p.m. West African time, and the venue is Zoom. So as you can see below SPOAU, our Twitter and Instagram. Follow those pages, Facebook, SP Obafemi University, and our email if you want to contact us. Follow those pages. You would see we'll drop the link very soon. So October 8th, you guys should look forward to more discussions on natural gas. Natural gas engineering is going to be taken by Mr. Charles Akinlabi. So yeah. So let me stop sharing my screen now. So you guys should look forward to it. It's going to be awesome. In fact, I'm looking forward to it. So thank you very much. And next week, on Saturday, let me just give you guys a hint of the topic that we're going to be discussing. Sorry, I should have planned this better. Um, okay. So what we want to discuss next week is stress and rest culture of students. So like as students, we're always stressed and everything. So we'll be talking about something regarding the stress and rest culture of students. So you guys should look forward to it. Flyers will be out soon. So thank you all. Thank you for joining us. Appreciate you all. Bye.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye.
End broadcast.